There are only 4 stages between having nothing and reaching $1 million. And most people never even get past the first one. Not because they're lazy, but because no one clearly explains the steps. Right now, there are millions of people stuck in jobs they hate, trading time for money, while just a small fraction of people quietly build real wealth. Here's the shocking truth. Nearly 80% of millionaires didn't inherit money. They started with nothing. They had 0 connections, 0 backup, 0 luck, but somehow they reached $1 million. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact path, stage by stage, so you can understand how it works, where most people fail, and what you must do differently to actually make progress. Let's be honest, most get-rich-quick advice are garbage. Social media is full of people showing Lamborghinis and mansions, claiming it came from one secret method. The reality is far less glamorous and far more repeatable. People confuse excitement for results. But here's what you need to know. Building wealth isn't about finding the magic trick. It's about moving correctly through each stage, learning the right lessons at the right time, and avoiding the traps that keep 95% of people stuck forever. Stage 1 begins at 0. Literally 0. You have no income, no business, no assets. You might feel desperate or frustrated. You might even feel hopeless. And that's exactly why this stage is critical. Because the first $1,000 you earn online or through your own effort is not just money, it's proof. Proof that it's possible. Proof that you can convert effort into results. And that proof changes everything. Most beginners waste months learning the wrong things. They watch endless videos, read how to make money online articles, download tools they don't need, and yet nothing happens. That's why the first rule of stage 1 is simple. Take action immediately. Don't wait for perfection. Pick a skill, offer it to someone, and get paid. Period. For example, imagine a young freelancer named Sarah. She had no clients, no portfolio, and no experience. She decided to start offering simple social media services, posting captions, scheduling content, responding to comments. Her first client paid her $50. Not life-changing, but it taught her 2 important lessons. People will pay for value, and she can do this consistently. That small $50 snowballed into $200, then $500, then finally $1,000. Here's the psychological trap most people fall into at this stage. They wait to be perfect before earning. Sarah could have spent months researching better pricing, better services, or a better logo. Instead, she learned by doing, earning her first income, and adjusting along the way. This is the principle most wannabe millionaires overlook. Action trumps theory every single time. By the time you earn your first $1,000, your mindset shifts. Money stops being a fantasy and becomes tangible. But this stage isn't about scaling. It's about building discipline, learning to deliver, and creating momentum. Every rejection, every small failure, every client complaint is a lesson that compounds. That's why beginners who rush to advanced methods without mastering this stage fail. They lack the foundation, they lack the confidence, and they waste energy chasing shortcuts that don't work. Here's a little-known fact. Most people who quit before reaching their first $1,000 fail not because they can't earn, but because they never feel capable. They think making money is complicated, risky, or only for lucky people. The first stage is about demolishing that belief. Once you have the proof, the next stage becomes easier. Stage 2 begins once you hit that first 1,000. At this point, something changes. You now have momentum. You know what works. You have proof you can earn, and your confidence grows. But here's the catch. Momentum can easily be destroyed by mismanagement. Many people spend their first income on lifestyle upgrades instead of reinvestment. They celebrate, buy gadgets, or relax, thinking they've made it. That's a trap. The secret in stage 2 is simple. Leverage your momentum to scale. If you earned $1,000 from simple services, figure out how to turn that into $5,000, then $10,000. Start building systems instead of doing everything manually. Outsource small tasks, improve your service quality, and raise your rates. This is the stage where your mindset shifts from worker to builder. Consider Mark, who started with freelance writing. He made $500 in his first month. Most people stop there, but Mark reinvested his earnings. He bought better tools, learned copywriting techniques, and automated some of his outreach. Within 6 months, he was consistently earning $5,000 per month. And here's the interesting part. The shift didn't come from working harder. It came from working smarter. Stage 2 is also when people encounter one of the biggest traps, distraction. Suddenly, opportunities appear everywhere. Drop shipping, crypto, NFT hype, side gigs, courses, make money fast schemes. The temptation to chase the next shiny thing is enormous. The people who succeed are the ones who ignore distractions and double down on the path that already works. Consistency compounds more than chasing novelty. By the time you move from $1,000 to $10,000, you're no longer a beginner. But the transition to the next stage, six figures, requires a different approach entirely. Stage 3 is where most people plateau. Why? Because effort alone doesn't scale. At this stage, you need leverage. You can't personally handle every client, every task, every sale. Your time becomes limited, and your energy becomes the most valuable resource. This is where systems, automation, and delegation come into play. Whether it's outsourcing tasks, creating digital products, or building a small team, you now start converting effort into scalable results. Take Lisa, for instance. She had been offering online marketing services, earning $10,000 per month personally. She hit a wall. There were only so many hours in a day. So she started hiring freelancers to handle routine work while she focused on client acquisition and strategy. Within a year, her business reached $50,000 per month. Do you notice the difference? She didn't work harder. She leveraged other people's time and built systems. That's the key to stage 3. But there's a psychological hurdle here. Many people get paralyzed by responsibility. Delegating work, trusting others, and letting go of control feels risky. Some fail because they try to do everything themselves. Those who succeed embrace risk carefully and understand that leverage is the multiplier. At this stage, curiosity gaps are powerful. You realize that the next jump from 6 figures to 1 million isn't a linear climb. It's exponential. And most people fail to understand what drives that jump. The secret is not more effort. It's ownership, assets, equity, investments, and building something that grows while you sleep. Stage 4, from $100,000 to $1 million, is where mindset changes completely. Money is no longer the focus. Multiplying it is. The difference between working for money and having money work for you becomes obvious. People invest in businesses, real estate, stocks, and scalable ventures. They create passive income streams that don't require daily input, and they focus on systems that compound value over time. Consider Daniel, who had been running a consulting business. He reached $100,000 in revenue, but realized he was trading time for money. He started investing profits into automated digital products and equity stakes in startups. Within 3 years, his net worth crossed $1 million. The key wasn't a secret trick. It was strategy, patience, and leverage. Throughout all stages, a few principles remain consistent. Action beats theory. Momentum beats perfection, and leverage beats effort. Progress comes from mastering one stage before attempting the next. Skip a stage, and growth becomes unstable. Repeat mistakes at the wrong stage, and you plateau. And here's the most important insight. The journey from 0 to 1 million isn't just about money. It's about identity, mindset, and skill. Each stage reshapes how you think, how you act, and how you perceive opportunities. Those who succeed evolve at every level. Those who fail stay mentally in a stage they've already outgrown. If you've watched this far, ask yourself, where are you right now? Are you still trying to earn your first 1,000? Are you building momentum? Are you leveraging systems? Or are you multiplying assets and scaling beyond effort? Identifying your stage clarifies your next move and prevents wasted time chasing illusions. The path from $0 to $1 million is predictable when broken into stages. Stage 1 proves you can earn. Stage 2 multiplies momentum. Stage 3 builds leverage. Stage 4 creates compounding assets. Skip the sequence, and you risk stagnation or collapse. Master the sequence, and momentum compounds faster than most people imagine. If you take one thing from this video, remember this. Wealth is not an accident. It is a sequence of decisions and actions aligned with the right stage. Act too early, act too late, or act inconsistently, and you fall behind. Follow the stages, adapt, and progress steadily. That is how ordinary people start with nothing and reach extraordinary wealth. If you found value in this breakdown, hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because understanding this path is just the start. Apply it consistently, track your stage, and focus on progression, not shortcuts. And comment below which stage you're in now, because awareness is the first step to moving forward. The journey to $1 million is not just about money. It's about evolving into the kind of person capable of creating it.